Hello, hello. I'm Melissa Dow, and this is the Art Life blog, day 100. This is a big milestone.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Jacob Wolf. This is day 100 of the Art Life video blog. Thank you for tuning in. I'm like all smiles right now. I'm really excited about this.
It's really exciting. Congrats. Yeah. That's so cool.
So thank you for meeting me here.
Thank you. Yes.
We're in the People's Art Gallery, so thank you, Christopher Haberman, for letting us be here.
Yay, Chris.
When you're closed and getting ready for another gallery. Yeah. That was bad planning on my part, I guess.
It all worked out.
It did
we
work
have a
out.
Nice
it worked out
open
very
house.
well.
Yeah.
All right. So, Melissa, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I was born in California, in the Bay Area, and moved up here when I was around 5. And I started drawing pretty much when I could pick up a pencil, pen, crayons, sticks, whatever. And I just started doing it on my own. I mean, both my parents are really creative people, but they were kind of like, do your own thing, do what you want. So, I just started drawing. So that's all I pretty much did. The irony, of course, is I was actually born legally blind. Yeah.
Wow.
So they actually thought I wouldn't really see when I was born. So it's really funny that that's what I took to. So, I mean, I still have really bad vision. I can't drive.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so I just add that as an anecdote. I actually don't talk about it that often, but I figured I might as well, bring it up now. So, so that's what I just started doing, just drawing. And I started, watching Bob Ross on PBS, because that was the era of the... or was it OPB? One of the two. Same thing, whatever. And so, there were some drawing shows. I remember drawing, this clipper ship. My mom just, went crazy because she was like, this is so good. And I was, 4 or 5 at the time, and I think she still has it framed somewhere. But, and so that's pretty much what I did. And pretty much art was kind of always my thing. Melissa the artist. I always got art supplies every year, from all my relatives. So yeah, I mean, it was just always my thing. I don't really know. I mean, I guess I wanted to be a doctor when I was a kid, but then I realized I was either too stupid and or lazy to do that. So I thought because my initials were MD, I was destined to be a doctor, but that didn't really work out. So it was always art, really. And then I went to high school actually in Colorado, so I kind of got a different life experience, even though I had lived here before. And that was in a small town, which was quite interesting, but it was good. And it was still art. I was in Art Honor Society and all that stuff. And then I ended up moving back out here. I went to art school for a little bit in Denver, but I was really young and not ready, I guess, for college, and so I didn't really take it very seriously. I really regret that now, but and I moved back out here, and I guess that's kind of the Cliff Notes version, but where I moved to, which isn't all that exciting, but it's just always been art, I would draw these all these big head people, these weird characters when I was a kid. I had a teacher who got me really into art when I was about in 5th grade, more into art. And so I had a lot of people that were really supportive, the whole time. And
When did you first start showing?
Showing? Probably when I was in college. So I went to PNCA here. I actually started out at PSU as a painting major, and then, so PNCA, which is Pacific Northwest College of Art, brought back their illustration program, and I was that's what I want to do. I'm super excited, I'm going to do it. So I got accepted there, and that was in 2002, I think. And so I went there for 3 years and graduated. And so I think I started showing around then, because we would have PNCA student shows and things like that.
Right.
But I didn't really go in I'm going to show.
What did you graduate with?
2007. So I graduated with, do you know Allison Bruns? She's a big artist in Portland right now. And Ryan Bubness, he's also a really big artist. So I had some really talented people, but we were the first class.
What was your major?
Illustration.
Illustration.
Yeah, and because we were the first class, it was back in the program. There was only 8 of us. So we were really tight knit, which was great. And that was amazing. Now, I think that's the biggest program at PNCA. It's huge. So it's blown up. But I mean, I was there in the beginning. We didn't even have tablets. We had nothing. But I had great teachers and really supportive people. And yeah, so it was cool. And so that's when I started showing. But it's like, even now, I have to say, I don't really consider myself a fine artist at all. And so showing to me is like, kind of like, you know, like it still kind of freaks me out a little bit. I guess I'm more like, I'm more comfortable with commercial side of things, like clients and, you know, let's talk over email and, you know, here's your files for print and all that stuff. But hanging stuff on a wall is still kind of, I guess, unnerving to me a little bit. But yeah, I was really like, I think when I connected with Chris and Jason here a couple years ago is when I started showing a lot more, because they have so many connections, and this is a great gallery, and it's really catered, I think, to like people who have kind of an illustration focus. Even though they have everything here, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. So I felt really at home, and yeah, so that's that.
Right on. When did you first start showing here?
When was it? Probably about 4 years ago, because I've been volunteering here for about that long. So I've been here for a long time for volunteers, right. Which is great, and I really like it. It gets me out of the house, and it's really fun. So yeah, it was about 4 years ago, I would say.
Cool. Well, yeah. Do you want to show off some of your stuff?
Sure. Yeah, I don't have a ton. Basically, like, because my work, the output is digital. Like I mean, I used to do paintings and stuff, but now it's like the output's digital, so it's like kind of hard to get it out, I guess. I should say it is and it isn't. Like getting it printed, and I haven't had a lot of luck getting screen prints done in Portland, unfortunately. So yeah, that's kind of where it is. But I have postcards here. These I actually tried to get screen printed, but it didn't work out. But maybe I will someday. So here's a little Portland themed thing. I did this for the Love of Portland show, which is a big show here. It was maybe a year or two ago. So, and then I have some fun, like kind of more character-y ones like this. You know, they're kind of comic booky, I guess, because that was a really big influence on me. And then this is kind of old, but here's kind of a little Tom Waits portrait. There we go. If you're into the dark side. Yeah, so, and then I have the series that I started. I have to keep going, but it's called Bizzard, and it's all these like weird lizards and birds. So that's what Bizzard is. It's a combination of the two words. Not, you know, kind of clever, but not. And so they're just kind of really fun. And this is actually a combination of hand-drawn ink and then colored in Photoshop. So
right on.
I do really like inking by hand. I haven't done it as much lately, but it's really fun. And then I make all these custom brushes, which is how you get the kind of splattery look. Like a lot of people think it's actually painted, but it kind of is painted in a way because they're imported as ink splashes and things like that. So it kind of has that look. And then, I have buttons available of those two. And then I have a few pieces left over from the Icon show we had here, which I did a bunch of movie villains. I actually did this for another show at one of my teachers' galleries, Martin French. So Allison Bruns and I did a show together, and she did a series of serial killers, and I did all these like kind of pop culture movie villain illustrations. So we did around Halloween, of course. It was really fun. So yeah, this is some blue velvet, I guess, right there. And then, let's see, I actually had, I think, 8 of these, but this was just left. Oh, of course, and then we've got some Twin Peaks. I'm a big Twin Peaks fan, so we had to do some Killer Bob.
Cool.
I'm very excited about the remake that's coming out in a couple of years, we hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big David Lynch fan, obviously those two being Lynch related. And here is a little Baby Jane, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which was a classic. It's actually not that good of a movie when I go back and watch it, but it's definitely a very cultish. I really like culty movies, I guess, that are kind of bad but good at the same time. So yeah, that's kind of what I have here at the gallery right now. I don't know if I'm gonna have more. Hopefully we'll have more soon, but yeah, so They're very, very illustration-y, of course, and I guess I'm just like drawing a lot and that kind of stuff.
Do you want to continue to show in galleries, or do you have other plans?
I kind of have other plans. Like, I still really want to show. I'll show for sure. I don't want to say no to that. But and I definitely want to keep showing here. But I'm actually kind of in a weird flux moment right now, I guess you could say, which is, you kind of caught me at an interesting time. But I'm kind of refocusing my whole, I guess, vision of what I want to do. And I've actually become really interested in doing more things related to visual development, like related to video games or movies, or animation, things like that. So that's really what I've dove into probably for the past 4 months.
Wow.
And I've been taking some of these like really intense online classes where like I've been going crazy actually between working and these classes. I've had no time. It's been crazy. But I just, I'm kind of one of those people that when I go into something, I go in 110% and I like